Welcome to The Royalty, where reality TV strategy meets unfiltered truth. Hosted by a trio of reality TV royalty, Tiffany Mitchell, Derek Big D Frazier, and Hannah Chada. This is The Royalty, exclusively on the Heavy Crown Network.
Them bitches, they got me fucked up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of On Royalty on the Heavy Crown Network. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We are back recapping Traitors Season 4, Episode 4, and I am the Derek Frazier, as known as Big D. Just in case anyone needs to know where I'm at, I'll give you my address, my phone number, whatever you need, because I'm on that tonight.
Derek did call me earlier and he was like, Hannah, just so you know, I will be on one. And I said, okay. I think I might be on one too, because tonight's episode had me heated. Hi, you guys. My name is Hannah, aka Chada. I played Big Brother Season 23 with these guys. These guys were two of my closest allies. And as you may know, Tiffany was my number one. And so I feel very protective of her. And I'm not happy about what I just saw tonight.
Y'all done made the baby mad. You cannot be pissing off the babies.
Girl, and I never get mad. I literally never get mad.
Never gets mad. But I will tell you this: I have been very good this last 10 months. I have not been tweeting very crazy, being really rude, very nasty, cursing people out, trying to be more marketable. Tonight, I don't give a flying fuckity fuck, because nobody's fucking calling me anyway. So I'm saying what the fuck I want to say. And I'm so sorry, Miss Tiffany Mitchell, the icon yourself. You can introduce yourself. I'm so sorry.
It's a little hot in here. So, I'm Tiffany. You may remember me from Big Brother. You may have watched me get eliminated on the challenge season 1 and then get eliminated on the challenge season 2. But you can catch me this season on the Traitors season 4 and see what happens there. But we about to get into episode 4.
Well, let's get into it, guys, okay?
Right.
We start off this episode, and, me and Tiffany...
Yeah. No, I know he said I've been very, very good for the last 10 months. You've threatened to fight multiple people on this podcast.
I haven't. Yeah. I've been really nice. Even to the Big Brother crew, I think we were really nice especially me. I think I was very professional, very nice. I understand my job as the host and talk about these contestants that I don't know, so I don't really care until I meet them different. But I will tell you this. If any of y'all go on these shows and it's time for me to light somebody up, I'm going to light them up. Just like I almost lit up Kylan.
Hold on.
Amazing race.
Let's get into Traitors. Ooh,
I'm ready.
What's wrong, Tiff?
Okay.
No, I'm just pulling up my notes. I actually took notes. I don't know why I needed to take notes. Like I wasn't there.
But there's things you didn't see, which I think is, very interesting. So the title of this episode was to cut the head of the snake. Okay. We start off with.
Okay, sorry. Let's see.
I don't know, but I got my cowboy gear on to figure out who the snake was, and I think it was Colton. But other than that, we're going to get into it. So Monet Exchange, we start off with Monet Exchange throwing out at the table. We're at breakfast. We don't know who was killed out of the 4 people that were kidnapped from the Traitors. They were going to get murdered, and face to face, it was Carolyn.
They weren't kidnapped from the Traitors.
Right.
It was 5 people that weren't able to escape their cage in the previous mission.
I thought it was 4.
So it was 5, including Lisa Rinna. So they were left vulnerable to being murdered. And each of them was tied to a tree, and the Traitors walked around them. So I just wanted to clarify for the audience.
No,
and
thank
those
you.
5 people were Lisa, who we can't count because she's a traitor, so she's not going to be left stuck to the tree. Derek gonna cuss me out about. He said, "Scoot it up." Kristen, Eric with magical ears, Ron, and Caroline, who is a housewife.
Yes. And remember in our last catch up, we predicted that the Traitors would get rid of Eric or Kristen just because
Me
they're
too.
not particularly tied to anyone. And also, well, okay, Derek, you get
And
into
Derek,
it.
Yeah.
Derek kind of said, yeah, I guess we'll get into that. Derek did say, Derek, you predicted Kristen because you said she's smart, like she might pick up. Which in
Yeah.
this episode, we'll see that I kind of think the same thing. I guess we're cut from the same cloth. Go ahead.
Love that.
Shut up.
That's why we are.
Mm-hmm.
You showed your big D side tonight. I'm gonna tell you that. I was very proud.
All
Monet
these
Exchange.
comparisons.
It's the truth. Come on now. But Monet Exchange, we started with breakfast. I'm not gonna go really into it. I'm gonna get right to it. Monet Exchange throws out that hey, the people that were, up for the killing face to face, let's ask them what they saw. Let's get detail, which we've seen this in past seasons of people tripping and not knowing what to say. And this, seeing that they all have the same story and try to suss out who the traitor is. Now, Colton comes in looking like Pan Am, the Hunger Games, looking like, some old woman dressed him, because I don't know what he had on. He looked like he had about 9 cats that he, has in his household and still doesn't know who he is. This is the blue Pan Am that
He
he
had
was
on a
wearing.
cape. He had on a cape. He thought he was gonna be Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yeah,
Oh,
that part. I was just gonna say the same thing, and I never say bad words,
yeah.
but
Captain Save a Ho, and I don't know. Nobody need no saving for Colton after tonight. I don't know what he is. At this point, Colton is still damn confused. At this point,
Confusion doesn't always go away. It might just go from subject to subject.
confused. Okay, all right. He need to figure himself out. Tiffany looks great in this orange. This orange that you were wearing was giving me mobster, but in color, which I loved it. Now, Tiffany, I gotta say this, okay? None of us knew you were going on this show, especially me and Hannah.
I didn't say
And you did very well with your fashion without asking us, and I am very proud of you. I really can say, wow.
Well, I figured if I go to you and Hannah, I'm either going to come dressed as a pirate or dressed as Rue 21. So I said, let me just step out there on my own and see what I can come up with.
And you did super well. By the way, your outfit in tonight's episode,
It's
where
giving
was it
Hannah
from?
Chata.
Yeah, actually, wait, I did wear that outfit to my 22nd birthday that you came to. But where did you get your outfit from? Let the audience know.
I don't remember. I know.
Was it from C'est La Vie or no? Not this one.
No,
Oh, okay.
not this time.
No worries.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Oh,
It was
looked
beautiful
really
though.
good. It was giving orange. It was giving color, and I feel like you kind of balanced everybody out because everybody, for some reason, this episode was wearing dark colors, and only you and Candace and Panam Colton had on colors. So I was very happy to see these bright colors because it looks good on screen when you're in the breakfast room. Okay, so Ron comes in first. Ron explains what happened to him. He says, they tied him to a tree, and then he said he heard little bird steps, like little tiny bird steps. So he's like, it has to be light. Yeah, he's thinking it has to be a woman. So he thinks it's Mora. Okay, that's Ron's assumption.
Which honestly, I thought that was a good observation. He is trying to play the game. Unfortunately, his suspicions were directed in the direction of the wrong petite woman. When Monet suggested this strategy of, let's grill all of them, kind of suss out any inconsistencies, I know that strategy has been used in the past whenever the show has incorporated this face-to-face murder. However, Lisa Rinna, the traitor, knows exactly what she had to do as a traitor because she was there for every single person who is up for murder, if that makes sense. So I didn't necessarily think that strategy was foolproof. Like, what inconsistencies are you going to get from Lisa Rinna, seeing as though she was there and did the ceremony shtick 4 times? So of course she's going to know what she's talking about. Tiffany, I don't know. Am I missing something?
ceremony, and that makes me think you're a traitor because I don't know how you use traitor lingo. And, that was suspicious to me when Jam Jam said ceremony. I was like, ceremony? I don't never say ceremony, but it seems like something the traitors would say when they
Mm,
are having their traitor meeting. Like, we got to perform the ceremony. But that was
yeah.
also interesting. Let me tell you, the way Lisa came in that door, you would have, I mean, like, she was frazzled. She was out of breath. Like she had just ran from the tree. It was
Mm,
so dramatic that I'm like, this is so over the top. But it's Lisa. So it's
yeah.
like, is she dramatic because she is dramatic? Or is she
Hmm.
dramatic because she's a traitor? And it's a little hard to read. But she was on my radar.
Really? She was on your radar from earlier or from her performance at breakfast?
From earlier, just because the sunglasses are a little suspicious to me.
Mm,
I
okay.
agree. I agree. And the way that she comes in, then she has to explain herself, and she is telling people like, oh, she talked about an axe, which Ron didn't talk about an axe. So
Mhm.
now everyone's thinking, okay, Ron didn't talk about the axe. And Johnny turns to the group and is like, don't you think that would be an important thing to talk about? So
Yeah.
Ron's, now they're really thinking Ron's a traitor. So Lisa is, like you said, over dramatic. Like I agree. Like I was like, girl, this is too much. Even Candace was like, all right, girl, we got it. You stick to
Mhm.
stitch. We got it.
But as
Eric,
she said
yes,
in a
go ahead.
previous episode, sometimes it pays to be extra when she did the conga line. And
That is
again,
true.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting right next to Lisa and I'm trying to suss this dramatics as what is it? Is it just you? Are you on a TV show? And so you're like playing it up.
It's hard to know.
But
Very hard
And
to know.
I,
Eric has
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. Well, I was just going to ask you a question. Was it difficult for you to have conversations with people who you actually suspected? Um, yeah, I guess was that hard for you?
Well, it depends because I wasn't sure about Michael, but it wasn't hard for me to have conversations with him. He was very open with me. Um, I suspected Jam Jam, and I wasn't really having conversations with him. And I suspected Ron, but Ron
Mm,
wasn't having conversations with anyone.
gotcha.
Um, I was suspecting Lisa, but I wasn't going to. I. It wasn't hard for me to have conversations with Lisa. Me and Lisa, we were cool, but I see
Mm,
Lisa don't give a damn.
mm, that part. She's
Lisa
ruthless.
really, she's ruthless. Cause think about it. It's just like, and we'll get to Lisa being ruthless. But
Yeah.
Eric
Wait,
comes.
Before we
I have
get to
I
Lisa
have
being
another.
ruthless,
Yeah.
we
No, no,
got
go ahead,
Eric
Tiff.
who's at the table, and he's got his suspicions, and he's
Mm,
99% sure that he heard a laugh, and he's been suspecting this person since the beginning that they're a traitor.
mm.
But he's gonna hold on to it. He's gonna put it in his
When
pocket.
I heard that, I was like,
He's got a
okay,
he's got a little
smart.
pocket right here. Yeah.
I honestly, I thought that was a good strategic move on his part to not say anything right away, to take the day to kind of observe said person's behavior. I was not expecting him to say who he did, and we'll get to that in a second. But
Well,
Tiffany,
it
at this
worked for
point,
Ron at the first round table to have suspicions, keep them to himself, and bring them at the opportune time. For Portia,
mhm,
that's what he. That's exactly what
yeah,
Ron did for Portia to Portia.
you're right.
Okay.
At this point, Tiffany, who else were you suspecting strongly? You talked about Ron, Jam Jam, Michael. Obviously, you just revealed that you had been sus about Lisa, but who else was on your radar at this point in the game?
That's it.
Okay,
Cause
no, no
nobody else.
Candace
Oh,
and no
I
Ro
never. Candace was sweet little Candace.
she's playing this
No,
so well.
I
So well
never,
from her react. Everything is just so perfectly timed.
never, ever, 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 ever. Do you hear me? Ever.
Mm. I do.
It
Loud
was
and
gonna be
clear.
everybody
What
else
about
was always gonna
Robar?
get to Candace. Yes.
Mm.
Only because
Robar, yes.
he was always so freaking tired. If you watch
Mm.
him from episode 1 to episode 4, he go from wide awake to I ain't been asleep since I got here. And I said either he is getting something in this castle or he is doing something in this castle. But he is doing something in this castle.
Bro. He a tired man. He listen.
Yeah, because he
I'm
up
trying to be
late
nice,
murdering
but,
people.
you know. Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
Come on,
Okay,
Derek. Lead
so
us
Big
down
D,
the
I'm
road.
gonna let you.
I used to listen. I used to
No,
be tired.
we're not about to talk
too,
about
a lot.
Rob. Stay on task.
Okay, so Kristen walks in, so now we're down to 2 people. It's either no.
No, it was down to Kristen and Caroline.
Okay, so Kristen walks in, and then we find out it's Carolyn. We cut to Carolyn's, part. Caroline. Find out what happens with Caroline's part, and it is savage. I didn't catch everything, but please,
did.
whatever y'all call, please catch it. Explain
I caught it. So Caroline pulls her mask down. You got 3 hooded traitors standing in front of her. They unveil themselves. She sees Candace to the far, Rob in the middle, and Renna on the end. And she looks and goes, "Why me?" Candace said, "Because you talk too much."
She first goes, Renna, you bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And then she goes to Candace, why me? And then Candace is like, you talk too much. And then,
she says, I thought the housewives were supposed to stick together. Too bad. Back to the bayou go, bitch. She didn't say the bitch part, but it felt like it. She might as well.
It felt like it. And I love that she also said, which is
go.
true.
She looked at her like, baby, you better run up out of here because at 12 o'clock, your little carriage going to turn into a pumpkin. You ain't got much time. Back to the bayou go, ho.
She really was going in, okay? She was not playing. And here's another part that I think Hannah can also chime in. I love that she said, Carolyn said...
BravoCon.
Yeah, right. That she said, only a housewife can look you in the eye and backstab you in the back, which is true.
No, so she's obviously never seen Big Brother. That's literally the name of our game.
Who said that? Caroline?
Yeah.
She need to play more games. Hannah. What she say about BravoCon? You be Caroline, I'm going to be Renna.
So I guess I'll see you at BravoCon or something.
You won't. No, you won't.
Honestly, that whole scene felt like a scene from Scream, the movie franchise, how it's so like satirically
yes
slasher. That's what it was giving. Okay, let's talk about this murder. Caroline was actually the last person I was suspecting that the traitors would kill, only because Michael Rappaport called it. There were 23 of you to start with. 5 of you were housewives, so that's what, 25% of the entire cast? Obviously, at least one housewife is going to be up in that turret. And now that, 40% of the gamers are gone, it's looking less and less likely that you have multiple gamers in that turret. Why would they send a housewife home? Because now, and also what Portia was eliminated first. So now, instead of having 5 suspects, you only have 3 left, and 2 of them are actually in the turret. It's only a matter of time before people kind of catch on to Michael Rappaport having been right for like once. So I didn't think that was a smart move because now they're just decreasing the number of possibilities. What did you guys think?
So hindsight being 2020, right? I'm watching this going, if the housewives are stick together so much and like, why was there not a bigger uproar about a housewife being murdered from the housewives? Like, we know how extra housewives are. We got a conga line. We got Lisa running in from being tied up to a tree. We've got all these extra things that housewives do. But when a housewife is murdered, why wasn't it like, oh, hell no, y'all targeting the housewives. Oh, I know we next. but hindsight is 2020. But it also being in the castle, being in the room at breakfast, it's almost hard to have a reaction because any reaction, hey, I'm sorry that Ian's gone, can be used against you. So you don't. But I now find it, of course I do. It's over. I do find it interesting that they didn't make a big deal out of it. Oh, she's gone. That should have been
Tiffany,
suspicious.
that's a really,
to me,
that's a
It
really
was very
busy
suspicious.
I was too busy looking at somebody else. Wrong. Sorry. Wrong.
Because Tiffany was saying her green screen, she thinks it's Ron, Jam, and Michael. That she
and why would it be all? Why would it be 3 men? Why would it be all men?
Well, because Donna was a traitor. You guys didn't know she was a secret traitor. And I know in past seasons, they've done like 2 men, 1 woman. They've done 2 women, 1 man. So it's you can't necessarily go based on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's defend Tiff.
You know what? If it's one thing I'm gonna do, it's suspect the men. Like I told you, I ain't never.
The men are working together.
Hey, get the men up out of this castle. We'll get the women later. Get the men first.
Exactly. Okay.
Alan, does say, I love the thing that he said when he threw her a picture. He goes, and just like that, snatched like a housewife's jawline, which I thought was iconic. So Tiffany already mentioned that, she thinks it could be those 3 as traitors. Tiffany mentions 2, like Tiffany's not here. Tiffany mentions 2, Candace, Steven, Maura, Jam. I hope I said this right. Tara.
That
They should still vote for Ron. And Candace backs up Tiffany in this moment. She's like, yeah, we really do need to vote for Ron. Okay. Tiffany has a beautiful conversation with Kristen. She thinks that she's very smart, and she also thinks that she tells her who the 3 people that she was saying to herself, Jam, Michael, and Bron could be a traitor. They have a conversation. I don't know if you want to go any more into it, Tiff. When you had that conversation with her, did you feel?
Yeah, I felt that I had a relationship with Kristen. I felt like we were good. I did think that she was smart. I thought that was a compliment to her. You said at the last episode that you thought she could be up for murder because of how smart she is. I thought me putting myself in the role of a traitor, Kristen plays a very safe game. You don't see her out. She's not throwing herself out there to get into any trouble, but I can tell she's smart. If I'm a traitor, I'm like, okay, I might need to get her because she can suss me out. Not thinking that I'm the smart one. Shit. So anyway, and so I do have this conversation with her, not knowing at all that my name is floating out of Colton's mouth like we are in the Green Mile. And
at this,
yeah, and he wants to take a big swing at me.
At you, yes.
Go ahead, Hannah.
So really quickly before we get into the Colton of it all, I do have to ask, because in Big Brother, the name of the game is how close can you keep your cards to your chest? Now, obviously, when you trust people, you begin to open up to them more. I guess, is there a reason why it looked like you shared with a lot of people who you were going for. Is there a reason why you did that? And do you feel like that ultimately ended up biting you by sharing a lot of information?
Yeah, it was a mistake. You do feel, or I felt that I had connections with people, and essentially they were playing Big Brother with me. I'm not playing Big Brother. I'm not pretending to be something. I'm not pretending to think something and I'm not, if you share information with me, I'm not pretending that I agree with you. I'm like, no, I don't know. Let's talk more about, because this is not Big Brother. So I'm not playing it like that. But at the same time, you're absolutely right about keeping your cards close to your chest. I think that I will say the thing that you're never supposed to say is maybe I felt too comfortable with the people that I was sharing information with. And I thought we were on the same page. And honestly, when you have this idea in your mind, again, people can get fixated on things and that doesn't make them right. To me, it felt that I was right. I had heard Jam Jam putting a target on Rob. Me and Rob had conversations. We were very close. We talked every day. And what really sealed it for me, what really convinced me that it was Jam Jam was when Rob got killed, because we both had suspicions about Jam Jam. And we both had kind of, I definitely know I said to him, if I die tonight, it's Jam Jam. But he died. And we both kind of had that same sentiment. So when he got murdered, my eye was on Jam Jam because I felt like he's egotistical. Now, granted, I'm wrong, right? But this is my train of thought. I'm like, he's a little egotistical. I didn't feel like he felt that the gamers were supposed to stick together or going to stick together. So I'm like, would he want to be just like the only one?
Understood.
It really was the fact that Rob got killed that I was like, who is trying to frame gamers? I knew it wasn't me. And I don't know, for the life of me, Natalie was just giving faithful. So I did feel like somebody was trying to frame a gamer. And
so
I
by
just felt like
process
it
of
was Jam
elimination,
Jam.
it had to be Jam Jam.
Yeah.
And I will say, in those environments, whether it be Big Brother, I'm sure on the Traitors, even the Amazing Race, we tend to exercise confirmation bias, where you have an idea, you have a suspicion, and all of a sudden that person could sneeze the wrong way, and you're like, aha, that's
You got
exactly
COVID.
why I'm thinking exactly. That's exactly why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. So I get it. I get it. I get why you thought that. And with like Michael and Jam Jam going back and forth, it was almost reminiscent of like Boston Rob and Bob the Drag
Bob the
Queen.
drag queen. Yeah.
Classic traitor on traitor violence.
I
Otherwise,
said
why
that.
would they have so much vitriol and animosity towards each other? So I
I
get it.
literally said that. I said it's giving Bob the Drag Queen, Boston Rob. That was what it was reminiscent of for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
let's
I calmed
talk
Michael's
about-
ass down. You didn't see him say nothing this episode. So he didn't listen to me.
Yeah,
and I
Michael's
didn't
really
inherit
calm.
it.
He
I done
really
took
had
over. I said, you sit down, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go do the talking.
I
didn't
never
say that, but
in
that's
my
just what
life
happened.
saw Michael so quiet. I say, and the first thing I said when I watched an episode with Tiff, I go, Tiff got a hold of him. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No way. He was so quiet.
No. I selfishly wish that Tiff would have gotten a hold of him in the next episode, because had he been loud in this episode, I think that would have helped kind of distract people.
I agree.
So Derek, I think
Yes,
now where we're at is
Yeah, I want to get to the star of the show, the icon, the legend, the smartest in the room, who knows who he is because he's still confused till this day. So Colton decides he wants to go after Tiffany with his fake half-ass motherfucker hate. I'm sorry. He's talking about Tiffany gave a half fake ass speech about Ian to Monet Exchange and Mark. Colton, I think you owe a lot of people apologies. And maybe you should learn how to give an actual apology to certain people before you talk about somebody else giving an apology. So let's clock that motherfucking T, Mr. Colton.
Hey, watch your
Now,
language. The funny thing to me is, me and Colton both out here talking about who the traitors are and how we about to take them out. Both of us wrong.
well, he said
I was just gonna say,
if he's gonna go out, he ain't gonna go out he said he's not gonna go out like a bitch, but he was dressed like a bitch.
Hannah, you were saying something?
okay, yeah. So, of course, I was not thrilled with Colton, putting forth Tiff's name into the universe because up until that point, it didn't really seem like Tiff had much sus on her. We didn't really hear anyone talking about her.
Hannah, you asked like, why did I not play my cards so close to my chest? And it is that at that I didn't feel like I was a target. I didn't feel like I had people looking at me. And it up until he starts saying my name, I literally don't.
Exactly. So he was the one who, like, even if people had been thinking it, no one was voicing it. It was Colton to be the first one to vocalize that. And as a viewer, as your friend, as your sister, I was not happy. But I do have to remember that all of you guys were playing the same game. Just as he was coming for you, by the same token, were coming for Jam Jam, Michael, and Ron. And I'm sure if they had podcasts, their loved ones would be saying the same thing about you, and that wouldn't make me feel good as your friend. So, again, he was wrong, but so are a lot of people in this game. I really want to just try my best to separate how I feel about Colton as your friend, and how I feel about Colton as a gamer myself.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say. But Big D, as I said, you wanted to come in here and speak your mind, so
Yeah.
go ahead
We're
and
going
do
to
that.
cut that.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, get your little red notebook and your red ink pen and your little Sharpie and your highlighter, your eraser and your pencil, your number 2 pencil and your Scantron sheet.
I'm sorry, Derek.
I'm only cutting. I'm not cutting my part, but I'll cut when I keep calling him a bitch. I will cut that.
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Colton decides that he wants to tell Natalie in the car that he wants to go after Tiffany because Colton cannot keep Tiffany, Monique Mitchell's name out his mouth. Like he is like slivering to say it.
You know why?
It's out his mouth. He can't handle it.
why?
He feels like he's gonna die if he doesn't say her name. He
Want
can
me to
feel
tell
it
you why?
deep inside of him because it's so hot.
I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
It tastes so good.
I know it does, girl. I know it does. It's crazy. So then Monet in the car decides to tell Candace, hey, we're thinking about getting rid of Tiffany. Now, in this moment, Tiffany, it's your first time seeing it, so I want to hear your thoughts. Candace is saying, like, I have Tiffany's back, and, she's a strong mom. She's someone who I want to play this game with, and we definitely need to be going after Ron and not Tiffany. Tiff, you saw that, and you did get a little bit teary-eyed about that. Like, it feels like you and Candace, like I told you, I said I was living for this duo. Y'all were, hand-to-hand walking into the castle when y'all first started. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that before I go on to the challenge.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm so weird. It's like, I didn't know. I knew that I had an affinity for her because she accepted me, but I didn't know she felt that way. Like I knew we was girls, but I think I see the housewives kind of like how other people see us. Like they don't care about us like that. Like they're just doing this show to do this show. But when I do shows, sometimes I really do genuinely connect with people, and I felt like we had a connection, but sometimes it's one-sided, so I didn't know. But like hearing her say that, it let me know that it was genuine. She is such a sweet person. I didn't know she felt like that. I didn't know she was like fighting for me like that. My eyes are turning red because I'm about to cry. But it was I'm a person who just genuinely feels like people don't have to love you. They don't have to like you. They don't have to want you in their lives. They don't have to see you for who you are. I have been mischaracterized and misjudged and not treated fairly and not treated the way I felt like I should be treated at times. And so when you do meet someone that you connect with and people love you, for me, I love love and I love to be loved. And if you don't love to be loved, then that's just you. I don't know what you're living for, but I love to be loved. And so when people love me, it makes me just like love them all the more. And I just thought it was so sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking.
It was sweet. I'm glad that someone had your back and it wasn't Michael Rappaport because
But that's the thing, though. People are like, why were you so tight with Michael Rappaport? He was showing me that he trusted me. And there is not such a thing as that in this game. And even though, like I said, I felt like Candace had my back, I also felt like she was a housewife. So I didn't know what that meant, you know, for me to be close with someone. But I know that they've got this tight-knit circle. So I was like, okay, Michael trusts me. I'm definitely, it's kind of what your grandma tell you when she tell you love who love you. It's like, trust who trusts you.
We get to the challenge. I'm gonna get through this. You know, they had to split up into teams. The mission is, you know, they're gonna light these things. What do you call them? I don't know.
Now we chose our teams, and my pairing was strategic. So we do have to pair up into teams. You can team up with whoever you want, and then you have to go out and find these spears. They are so ducked off in the forest. I'm talking about they were very, very hard to find. They were tied up in big trees. They were buried under logs. It's like finding an idol on Survivor. Like, we're looking for these spears, and then you get to come back once you found a spear, grab somebody's shield, and then burn their shield, thus putting them up for murder. And so I was like, well, if I think Jam Jam and Ron are traitors, I'm going to be on their team because I'm going to make sure they don't burn my shield. So that was kind of like my strategy in being on the same team as them.
Smart. I was just going to ask how you guys picked your teams. And I guess, how do you think other people decided to pair up or group themselves together? Do you think they were all thinking the same thing, or do you think the other groups were a bit more random?
I think they were either random or friends. Like, who do you trust? Who do you get along with? Who do you want to work with? I don't have a problem working with people that I don't trust. So keep them close.
Yep.
I love that everybody jumped when they played the horn. That horn seemed very, very loud. Like the way y'all would jump, you felt like it was like impacting your body.
I was more afraid of that fire.
Not the fire. I also want to say shout out to Monet Exchange. The body is T.
Oh, the body is
looks
T.
great. Great. Body looks great. I know he worked really hard for it. Now, Michael, when we start this challenge, Michael is like, I found the doll. Like,
Michael is always wrong. I've never seen. I thought Keanu was always wrong from BB-27.
Yes.
Michael is
always wrong.
That's why I didn't want Michael to be the one to have your back in this episode, because if Michael's like, no, Tiffany's my girl, she's so honest, she's a faithful, everyone would have been like, that's it.
That's it.
I found a doll. I found a doll.
So, we first start out. I'm going to really just highlight Tiffany in this, and I'll talk about everybody else, but Ron is the first one to get his shield stuffed out. I'm just going to say stuffed out at this point. Tiffany gets her shield.
Well, I'm second.
She's second to get her shield stuffed out. And all you hear... Is that not
suspicious? It's 15 people out here. Is that not suspicious?
Wait, who was the one who took out your shield? It was Monet.
Yes.
Because Monet couldn't do Lisa.
Yes, because she was on the
I don't know team. This though.
Yes. And so, it was Monet, Lisa Rinna, and who else was in that group who said Tiffany? I can't remember.
Moore's in the group with Rob, I mean.
I don't know.
Exchange.
No.
But Candace was the only one who was like, are we sure we don't want to with someone else? Yeah. Michael? Yeah. Okay.
But as this is happening, after this happens, They proceed to go back down the hill as they're crossing Tiffany's team. And someone
because
says
we're crossing
Tiffany. Yeah, someone says to Tiffany, "Oh, they stuffed out your
because
shield."
we're asking like, whose shield got burned? Like, who is it?
Yeah.
All I know is
It wasn't
Tiffany
personal.
turned it to Monique real quick because she said, "I hope the fuck they didn't."
That was my favorite part of the episode.
And then proceeds to go after this. No, we need to get one of those bitches that did mine. As she's doing this, screaming out, I'm thinking when she says we got to get one of those bitches, I'm thinking like maybe Candace or I forgot who else was on the team. Whoever else was
I wasn't gonna do Candace, and I wasn't gonna do Lisa.
But I feel like there was another woman on the team. There was another.
No, it was 2 men, 2 women. It was Lisa Rinna and Candace, and then it was
Eric.
Monet
It was Eric.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Eric was like, "Yeah, let's do Tiffany." Now, in hindsight, knowing what we know.
Yeah. So then all you hear is Tiffany get let out this scream.
On guard! You see my on guard?
It was the march. It was the march for me. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
I got it there. Monet! It was so it was so I wanted Monet to hear it in the forest. Because something about
Tiffany, I think
I felt like
we could hear it from America.
Me, but then I also felt like Monet, Jam Jam's a traitor. You ain't about to die.
Well, Tiffany, I will say we could hear your screams from America. But yeah, that was certainly the March of Death.
Mm-hmm.
It's the on guard. I didn't even know. It's funny, honestly, watching it back. It's been so much time since we filmed, and I have not talked about it to anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
I've not been able to recall. So I'm watching this with you guys, and although I know what happens, I forget. Like, I know there's a cake that gets made at the end, but I forget all the ingredients that we put in to make the cake, right? And so I'm like, oh, we did use a spoon, and then so when I'm seeing this back, I'm like, girl, what was you doing? I didn't even know.
Well, Michael is, I just want to point out Michael because Michael is not happy. He gets his shield.
He's never happy.
But this is like the first time
we got the same energy this episode.
Yeah, he was screaming. Who was he screaming for?
Everyone.
No, but he was screaming for somebody who put his out, and he found out who it was.
It was someone from Tara's team, wasn't it? Like
her. Yes, it was her, and he was
screaming
bloody, screaming Bloody Mary, her name, the way he was screaming for her as he's running back down the hill. I was like,
he said it like 6 times. You were only supposed to say it once.
I know where I want to put that curse.
Oh my God.
Me and Michael acting a fool after our shields getting burned. It's rubbing off.
A whole fool.
Now I want to point out that Alan is so shady because there was a moment that Rob picked up Mara and then had the nerve to say, "Well, why he didn't do that to Dorinda? She hasn't had a ride for such a long time."
I said that's crazy to say. That's crazy to say. Oh my.
Shout out to Hannah's favorite person other than Tiffany on this season, Mark. His hair looks great. I had to point that out. I love his hair. His hair looks great.
He's gotten 0 screen time though. Like 0.
Which is giving that he's gonna make it to the end and be like what not really
like Lord Ivan. That's what I'm thinking.
Like, that's what I'm getting. Candace does in the moment when they have a second to kind of like they're running. She runs into Lisa and it's like a little bit quiet in the woods. She tells Lisa that, hey, Monet Exchange said your name. So Lisa's like, what's going on? We get to the last stuff of the torches and Mark makes the decision to go after Jam Jam. And Jam Jam breaks out into this cry, which I really don't understand it, but I do point out the fact that Mora says, why is he fake crying?
Because so you can't possibly be crying. You can't possibly be crying.
I didn't understand why he was crying. I'm still confused of why he was crying when everybody else got their torches stuff. I
I
think it's
mean,
manipulation. I know Jam Jam. He's just not crying out of nowhere like that. I know him.
okay. I think it could be emotional manipulation, but also everyone did have an explosive reaction, with the exception of Ron. I don't think we ever saw Ron's reaction, but everyone had an explosive reaction to getting their shield snuffed out or their, yeah, whatever. Um, and some people kind of express themselves with anger, some people express themselves with tears. I don't know. What did you think, Tiffany?
I didn't even know he was over there crying because I would have laughed.
And look, I'm just only reason I'm saying this, Hannah, is because I know Jam
Yeah.
Jam. Just like he's my friend. I just know he doesn't cry. I feel like it was manipulation, and I'm gonna ask him. It was definitely manipulation. But in this moment, we cannot forget the star of the show, guys, the icon, the legend, the know-it-all, Colton. We forgot that Colton in this moment decides while Jam Jam is crying to remind him, "Hey, Tiffany's been saying your name all day." I never, Tiffany, let me tell you this. I'm going to say this right now. I have never in my life, I am so jealous that you got a gay man to say your name this amount of times. I can't even get a gay man to text me back. Whatever you're
Oh.
doing, I need to do because I've never seen so many gays that keep saying your names between him and Jam Jam. It's crazy to me. But Colton,
Mm.
it beats every gay man I've ever seen. I need those powers.
It was no surprise that they were waking up thinking about me, eating and thinking about me, and sleeping and thinking about me, talking about me, dreaming about me, speaking of me in their dreams. It's sleep talking about me. It's me. It's the Tiffany show. So no surprise.
That part. That part. I was also going to ask you about your guys' collective strategy because
Hannah
you know I have a
Chatter,
bunch of questions. Yeah. Mm,
let's take a small break
mm. From the
and go get
question?
some Kleenex.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Wait, I have Kleenex right there. Sorry, guys.
I'm not cutting.
I am
I'm
not
not.
feeling the best.
I'm not cutting that. That is hilarious. It's okay, Hannah Chada. We appreciate you pushing through. We appreciate you pushing through.
Okay. Okay, wait. Sorry, guys. Let me.
Once again, Tiffany's been talking about you all day. Tiffany,
Yes.
Tiffany, you've been
Yeah.
talking about been talking about him all day. Tiffany,
Seems like
can you
I've been
imagine?
talked about all day.
Tiffany,
Yes. Now
I,
I said, now somebody text me. Now wait a minute, bitch.
that part.
Was
um,
that clear?
Is that what I said?
yes, that's what I said. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Your reaction was hilarious.
Okay.
Now Tiffany in the
Wait.
yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question about the mission.
Derek, we was on pause because this baby was blowing her nose.
I think I'm doing a little better now. I think. Okay, I have a question. Hopefully, I don't have stuff in my nostrils. Okay,
No.
You
anyway.
don't. You're
Um,
good.
okay, good. So if I were a faithful, I would probably want to snuff out the torches of people who, I guess, would be more likely to get killed. So I mean, I understand that you guys wanted to put up Michael and Ron and people who you were suspicious of being traitors, because they're obviously not going to get killed. But if I'm a faithful, the name of my game is self-preservation. And so if I know that there's a chance I could be vulnerable to getting killed, I would want to be up next to people who I think have a likelier shot than me of getting killed. I wouldn't want to be up next to Michael because Michael has so much sus on him. Of course, the traitors are going to keep him alive. I wouldn't want to be
Yeah.
next to Jam Jam. Again, a lot of sus on him. The traitors are probably incentivized to keep him alive. I would be going for the Taras, the Stevens, uh, the Moras, the people who haven't really contributed much. And you know they're not going to get banished. So the traitors will probably just get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my question.
My team initially had said like let's do Michael, and I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. Like we're wasting a burn. And I only did Monet really because I felt like he wouldn't get murdered. Like I was like, nobody's gonna murder Monet, so But I do see what you're saying.
But that's also me thinking about this game not having any relations to these people. I haven't gotten to know any of them. I haven't, found myself gravitating towards some of them. So that can obviously, I don't want to say cloud your judgment, but that gets you to see things differently than someone just watching this at home. So I understand, but I was wondering what you guys were thinking.
Well, Tiffany, who is a smart person, when they're in the car, she tells Mara, hey, Ron thinks that you're a traitor, which was a great scene to kind of
because listen, those was my girls. Y'all don't understand. You see who I'm in the car with? It's me, Lisa, Mora. Is it Dorinda?
No.
Oh. Was it Candace or was it Tara?
It was Tara.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
but in this moment, I think it was great to drop that little C because now Tiffany's like, let's follow through with the plan that she already set in motion earlier with other people that everyone feels the same way. Ron, let's go for Ron and see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to point out why the hell was Michael eating the plate like this?
Oh, baby.
There is something.
He's from New York. He's from New York.
I'm not going to do that to New York people. There is something wrong with this man. I have never in my life seen somebody, not even children, put their plate up to their mouth. He's eating the plate. He's like that.
I know.
Wait, you guys know that?
Because he was in the castle. He didn't want to waste no food on the floor.
You guys know that saying where people are like, yeah, I want whatever's wrong with him.
Yeah.
That's how you
feel. I think my life would be so blissful if I were Michael Rappaport. Minus the problematic views, but that's just what I'm saying.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to get to another important conversation and Hannah's going to ask the question. So Natalie asked Ron to his face, are you a traitor or a faithful? And waits a couple seconds, kind of does like a and Tiffany, while she's eating her food, goes, now what is that going to do for you?
No, I didn't say what's that going to do for you. I said, now what was that supposed to do?
Yeah.
And then Tiffany, while we're on FaceTime, you know what she says to me, Hannah? She goes, I didn't even know I was even in that room.
I didn't. I saw me. I said, I'm there. I told y'all
you were.
I turned into somebody else to be. That's Tiffany on the show. This is Tiffany, your friend. That's Tiffany on the show.
But you're right, Tiffany, because if someone, I can guarantee you, almost nobody in the history of the show, with the exception of Portia, has been asked, are you a faithful or a traitor? And has said, I'm a traitor. No one.
Right.
So.
But Natalie was over here thinking she was That's So Raven, she thought she was Jean Grey. She was like, I could read your mind. Hold on.
Now, Natalie, what was that supposed to do?
She was given just like Jean Grey. Oh, Scott. No, Scott. Like, that's exactly what she thought with those telepathic powers. And Tiffany's over here. Tiffany, I can't that you're in this corner eating your food, just looking like, what is that going what is that going to do? What is that going to do? Okay, back to the star. Colton, now I'm going to be very serious about this. Colton is causing issues. He's dropping a bug in Jam Jam's ear, telling Jam Jam, hey, which we know, let me say this, and this is me being serious, Big D. Jam Jam is a hothead. He's very emotional. He does react to things, okay? I relate to that in some ways. I could be a little bit of a hothead and react sometimes, not all the time.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Not all the time, but the fact that Colton is dropping this in Jam Jam's ear, it's leading up to now Jam Jam feeling like, Okay, wait. Can I really trust Tiffany? Like you're telling me this stuff. I don't think I can trust her. Now, thank God, Candace. I love Candace. I love Candace popped in the room and said, "We don't shut no doors around here." And she's like hearing the conversation. She's like, "Hey guys, no, we need to focus on Ron." Now,
And
go ahead.
I was just gonna kind of make an observation or a couple of them. Colton, to me, this entire episode seemed like he was kind of on his high horse. He was riding the wave of just having voted Donna out. The show is sort of accrediting him for being the person to get her out. I wouldn't say that was the case, but he seems to think he was the leader of that movement. And so now he's convinced that he just has this sixth sense to spot all of the traitors, and everyone has to believe him, and he's going to make it he's told people, I am going to be aggressive at this round table. I'm going to play this game aggressively like Pilot Pete. And he decided to unfortunately focus his sights on you. Regardless of whether you're right,
on me too. Why not? I know it's nice to look at. He couldn't
come
help
on,
himself. He said, "I might like her. I like something.
Oh.
Something about her keep drawing me to her. I can't keep her name out my mouth. I can't stop watching her. I can't stop following her around. Every time she move, I got to see what she doing. I got that kind of effect.
Come on, all eyes on you.
Obsession.
Okay,
Oh, me too,
my
Pop.
second
All
observation.
eyes on me.
Okay, so my second observation, that just, I guess, to conclude that thought, that was annoying to me.
You
Yeah,
won't say,
it's
Hannah.
just,
Say
it was,
how you
no,
really feel.
it was annoying to me because regardless of, no, I always say how I feel. I just tend to be more polite than some, and I don't really curse. So that's the difference between you and me.
She's a
But,
lady. And
uh,
she's a professional.
Come on, see my coochie bird.
okay, anyway, guys,
I've never
anyway,
said it.
I have not. So, regardless of whether Colton is right or wrong about Tiffany, I just think it's a detriment when you get too laser focused on someone because you're not allowing yourself to actually be perceptive. My second
I
observation, Candace being a traitor, I feel like it's so easy to hear a faithful's name and automatically be like, yep, we should be looking in that
Yeah.
direction because it's anyone but me.
Yep.
I really appreciated
Yeah.
how Candace had your back
Yeah.
as your friend because
Yeah.
you just lost Rob C, you just lost Ian, but I you are a traitor. The audience knows you're a traitor. You're a faithful. I'm
Oh,
so
me? I
sorry
thought you
you're
were
a
talking about
faithful.
Candace.
Yes.
I'm
I
like,
thought you were talking
yeah.
about
No,
Candace.
no,
I thought
no,
you were talking
no,
about
no.
Candace too.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You, Tiffany, you're a faithful. The audience knows you're a faithful. Your castmates will eventually come to find out that you're a faithful. So the fact that Candace stood up for you,
Yeah.
and was vouching for you, I feel like that will help her game.
Now, did anyone notice the songs sound different when they were walking to the round table?
It was a different verse.
Thank you. I knew I
Mm,
wasn't going crazy because I was humming,
no, no,
and it was
because
like very clear, like I could hear the lyrics. I was like, "What the?"
nope. Because Derek, if you have a better ear than Eric, that's all I'll say.
Okay, thank you. Okay, none of these motherfuckers playing in Big Brother. You gotta have good ears. We get to the round table, and it's very quiet, and there's a lot we need to talk about. But first, we're going to start with this. Yes, Tiger, that part. I'm talking about Colton, who probably has 9 cats. So Colton starts off by saying, with his Pan Am outfit, Tiffany, you're a traitor. You're a traitor I'm going after tonight.
You are the traitor I'm going after tonight.
And what do you say after that, Tiff?
I don't fucking know.
He decides to go on a whole he decides to go on a whole tangent about why Tiffany is a traitor. And Tiffany, there's so much that happened in this moment, I'm be honest. I
don't even
probably
have
should
no
play it
notes.
again. But because we were so hyped in the moment. But what I do have is Tiffany tells him, you're struggling and you're wrong. That
oh yeah, because he says something like, if he doesn't do this, if he doesn't bring this up, he's gonna struggle with this for the rest of his game. And I'm like, you're struggling right now, and you're wrong.
Big time wrong. He also says, because I'm gonna pull it up because I really want.
And then he makes this. He lays out his points that you have this plan, like you have this strategic plan about how you want to go after people and in the order you want to go after them and how you want to execute it. Yes, dumbass. That's how a person thinks. They come up with a fucking idea and they try to work their way to the end of it. And they do things in an order that makes sense so that they can get to the end. You think people just haphazardly wake up every day and go, so what am I going to do today? No, it's called structure.
I think that's what he does.
So I don't. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it.
This game changes very quickly, and at times I struggle to have one solid name.
You struggling today, but go ahead, because you're wrong, but I'm listening.
You laid it out like a traitor.
Oh, I just told on all of my traitors, huh?
I mean, I'm not 100% on either of these guys. I think he's a fall guy. I don't think he's a traitor.
Okay.
I'll say that clear.
So you think Jam is a traitor?
I think you're playing a brilliant game. You're the most dangerous, and you're the puppet master.
No, I'm the smartest. I'm definitely smarter than you.
The smartest traitor? So you admit it?
I am smarter than you.
Okay.
Ian and Rob were my number one. I would not go for a gamer. Jam would.
I wouldn't, because I'm not a traitor.
I didn't even say that you were. I just said that you would. But I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you right now, and I'm not finished talking.
We're talking to each other.
No, we're not. I am actually talking to Colton. I did suggest Ron, Jam, Michael. Michael and Ron have always been on the table. And I was not so sure about Jam. And now I'm talking to you.
I don't like the way you say it, but I'll talk to you now.
Okay.
I don't think you can. There's no traction coming here because it's not like that. Because I'm a faithful, and I've been playing this game, and everybody here.
I don't believe it.
I think you are a traitor.
Write my name down.
I'll write it right now.
Okay,
can I write the name now?
Yeah, you can write whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, should we get back to recording?
Yes.
That
and there's more.
That was hard for me to watch. It's hard for me to listen to. It's hard for me to hear. And it's hard because I was so thrown off that I instantly lost my cool. I was caught off guard. So it's kind of like what you said though, Derek, when you were like, as a housewife, when Ron came at Portia, I'm surprised she didn't go. And I was like, you don't know how you're going to respond. I never saw me responding in such a way that I did, but I was, Derek, you know this, I was livid. And so I kind of took it personal because the things that were being said about me at this round table, it felt very personal, and it's not easy being in the hot seat. And and it's not easy to defend yourself against something that you either are not or you didn't do. It's like, how do I prove this to you? I don't have proof. I just know. And so I'm like, that it was not easy. And then you do see me get emotional. And I'm emotional because, like, everybody at this table believes that I am a traitor. And I have so much respect for these people and I have so much love for them. And you start thinking like, what did I do? And they're saying like, well, you're smart. Then Eric comes with this, he heard me laugh. Well, fuck it then.
Which I have
Well, actually, what's so interesting is remember we all came to Detroit. We watched the first 3 episodes, and what was the comment that all of us kept making? Wow, Tiff, you and Candace sound so much alike. When there are subtitles, it's really hard for us to discern whether it's Candace saying the line or whether it's you saying the line. We said that it must have been every 10 minutes.
Even myself, when I'm not paying attention, it's just playing, and I hear it. I'm like, is that me or is that Candace?
Candace. So I thought that was really interesting. Like Eric was kind of onto something. He just got it a little wrong.
And I just want to know, is that with 1 F or 2 Fs?
TIFFANY, like the company.
Like the company.
Okay. Well,
Come on, hooked on phonics.
That part, okay. Panam over there. I will say, I love when Eric said.
Go ahead.
I just love Eric just saying, I'm a magician and I listen to music over and over again.
No,
and
musician.
Musician.
What is it, Sukihana? You said magician.
No, I said it correctly. And Tiffany said, you might need another career. So there was a lot happening at this table.
But I do want to say,
I just want to hear your thoughts. Yes.
I do want to say that while I am getting slaughtered at this table, there is only, out of every single person at that table, there is only one person brave enough to say anything in my favor. Well, that's not true. It was 2. It was actually 2. Candace went first. And I was really, it was so, it was almost like a hug because I'm getting chewed out at this round table. They are giving it to me. And Candace stands up for me, and it really makes me emotional because I felt like everybody thought I was guilty. It's the worst feeling in the world. And then Candace says, I don't. And I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, I'm not guilty of this. This is not what I'm doing. And then Michael defends me too. And he's like, no. And it felt, even though I felt that the consensus at the table was totally against me, the fact that at least somebody felt like I was telling the truth, it's so, I'm a person who is just authentic. I'm real. I pride myself on like trying not to lie. I'll admit before I like lie, like I just did tell you, and I don't know, it probably as a kid, like probably as a child or like in a bad relationship is probably like the last time I've had to like defend my character or defend myself against something because somebody believes something bad about me. That is it's traumatic. Y'all don't know, but we haven't gotten to the votes, but yeah, go ahead, Derek.
I mean, I'm just going to get to the votes. I mean, we get to the votes. And Tiffany, watching you cry was really hard.
It was hard for me.
We never like to see our friend.
I don't cry.
Yeah.
They really captured it and showed it. I'm going to have to write them producers. They talking about they under NDA. I specifically said, do not show me crying in all caps.
Really quickly before we get to the vote, because I think that's like the last thing. Okay. I have so much I want to say, but I want to keep it concise because I know we have to end
go
soon.
ahead. Say what you want to say, Hannah, baby.
It really did hurt my feelings for you, because I can understand that as viewers, there's probably so much that we did not see, and I can totally understand how it may have felt like a dog pile, especially when you were not prepared. You had no idea that anyone was even saying your name. You, as far as you were concerned, everyone had their sights set on Ron, and Ron was the general consensus.
Or Michael. What
So,
about Michael?
or anyway, but I could see your heart break. Like I could visualize the moment where that happened, and I just felt so bad. But I do want to say you were quick-witted, because if there's one thing Tiffany Mitchell's gonna be, it's quick. You, despite not having any time, any preparation, you were able to defend yourself. And in a game like Traitors, there really isn't anything like tangible you can say to defend yourself, because people, they get a feeling, someone affirms that feeling, and that's how they vote. Like, there really is not much rhyme or reason. And I think once Eric said what he said, he had enough credibility, he had enough capital, to that being the straw that broke the camel's back. That was you getting evicted or banished.
Once he said that, everybody at that table went, oh.
Yeah. And I think that's what really put everybody into, okay, we got to vote for Tiffany at that point.
But again, that's not tangible evidence. That's not fact. You had your eyes closed. You thought you heard something. So again, there, like, a lot of this game is just based on feeling and intuition. And so at that point, like, how do you respond to being accused? How do you actually convince people once they have made up their mind about you, and once they start exercising that confirmation bias? So I truly do believe
that's it. It's a done deal.
That's what I'm saying. And Tiffany, I think you did the best that you could in that moment. You defended yourself to the utmost of your abilities, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of you for the way you played this game.
All I'm thinking of, thank you, Hannah. While I was sitting there trying to hide the fact that I was crying, all I'm thinking about is Danielle Reyes from last season telling me, and when you get to that round table, if something happened, you better not cry. I said, girl, you ain't got to worry about it. I ain't going to shed a tear.
It was sad.
It was painful.
I believe it, but I appreciate you going out the way that you should. You drag bitches. You let bitches know who the fuck you were.
Like a gangster. I had that gangster suit on too, didn't I? Step up.
Gangsters cry. Okay, so I appreciate you still. Baby, I can't wait to go back and rewatch it. I need to do TikTok videos, a TikTok dance to you dragging them. Like, I got so many ideas now at this point. But I want to read the votes because I want to get to, before
read them, dear. Read them.
Candace votes for Ron. Johnny votes for Tiffany because of Eric's assumption.
Wait, I don't think we have to go through all 18 votes.
No,
can we just maybe say the people
everybody
who didn't vote
votes
for Tiffany?
For me, with the exception of Candace and Michael and myself. And Jam had pissed me so off that I was just, because he going to tell me he's going to write I'm going to write your name down. So he wrote my name, I wrote his name.
Yeah, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, before Tiffany gets up there and talks, Eric and Colton turn to each other, and Colton says, if I'm wrong, I'm going to wear this pie. So I want to give Colton a list of pies that he needs to wear. He needs to wear a chitlin pie, a pig's feet pie, a blood pie, a triple pie, a liver and onion pie, a fish pie, a kidney pie, a steak and oyster pie, piglin's pie, a game meat rabbit pie, a mock apple pie. So these are a couple of pies that I think you should wear.
I got one.
Since you were complete. Yes.
And a mincemeat pie.
And a men's meat pie. So that's a list of
not a men's meat. He said a men's meat pie.
He did.
At this point, probably that too.
A men's meat.
Those are a list of pies that you can wear. Colton, I can definitely get them delivered to you.
Keep going, Derek.
To wear them. But Tiffany, you get up there.
I loved your speech. I
Beautiful
loved it.
speech. If you want to give it to us again, I'll take it. If not, I could read what you said, but I think the people would love to hear from you.
I think I get up there and I say, I told myself, and so, when everybody was going around the room and they were reading my name, it was an emotional moment. Because they were emotional and I could tell there was a lot of love. There were a lot of hearts. I couldn't believe all the hearts on the chalkboards, and it was making me emotional because I knew they were wrong and I knew that they would feel bad because they were hoping they were right, and I'm just like, you're gonna feel bad and you're sending me out, and I appreciate that you are sending me out with love. And I was sitting there thinking, the hell am I going to say? I gotta let them know on my way out, like, I came in here and I played this game authentically myself. And so I do. I get up there, and because I did tell myself, I get up there and I say, I told myself coming into this game, be careful of how you play because not everyone will understand you. And, but I am proud of myself and I am proud of the way that I played this game. And you should be too. Because you prove that you get what you deserve. And you all did not deserve me. Because I am a faithful. Now, they definitely thought when I said, and I knew they were going to think it, so I definitely knew that when I said, you get what you deserve, they were like, oh, said, sit your ass back down. Ass whooping.
That part. I would say, Tiffany, you did fabulous this season. As Hannah said before, you're the first Big Brother player from the new era, and I couldn't expect anybody else to do it but you. And it was so good to see you on this season. And the looks that you gave, the one-liners, I'm just happy to add more things to my Tiffany bank. And be proud of yourself. I know you were like, I'm doing this, I need to do this for my son and everything else. Like, you were doing it for all the right reasons, and you showed who you are once again and how iconic you are. So thank you for just going there and representing for all of us. It was great to see. And
sorry,
I don't think this is the
got
last.
banished.
This ain't the last, Tiffany. We know this. We ain't
No.
the last, girl.
Listen, they put Tiffany on TV like clockwork.
Right, they put you on clockwork.
We'll see you next year for something.
Everybody wants to see me. They just don't even know they got 7 whole days.
Okay, well, Big D, I think that was beautifully said. The only thing I want to add is, Tiff, when you went out, like, people were crying, people were down, like, their faces were visibly down, even in the turret when Candace, Lisa Rinna, and Rob R met back up. Rob R is whatever because he's so nonchalant. I never know what he's thinking. But you could tell that it affected Candace deeply. And it even got to Lisa, who's known to be ruthless and would throw her grandmother under the bus and sell her dad up the river. So I think that's just a testament to how much of an impact you had on these people and how much they grew to love you. And there are no doubts in my mind that this new audience you've accrued, the Bravo audience, and a lot of them aren't familiar with Big Brother or The Challenge or Reindeer Games. Again, there are just no doubts in my mind that they fell in love with you too. So I'm really happy that they got a taste of you. I hope they go back and they watch you in all your glory on BB23. And I'm so glad that you got to have this experience.
Thank you,
Yes.
Hannah.
And I just want to keep
it was it was a great experience. And when I turned around to leave, I literally broke down. I cried all the way to out the castle. It was so hard. I couldn't. I just let it all out, and they were like, "It's okay." I was like, it's not okay.
No, don't cry. Was it harder to leave the castle or the Big Brother house?
It was. Listen, I left the Big Brother house knowing I was leaving. I was leaving with love. I wasn't leaving because I was guilty, because it was very hard to leave the castle. I left the castle at least being able to say I'm a faithful, so they got to feel bad about it. But like, where's the redemption for me though? You know, like they don't get to go, oh, we was wrong, go get her and let her come back in. It's like, it doesn't matter, you were wrong and I'm still punished for it. It was hard. Well, Kylan was wrong and he was punished for it too. So.
And I will say this. I want to keep the trend going because, you know, just like, you know, Colton had your name in your mouth. I keep talking about Colton. Well, Colton basically said, you know, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I'm still going to be on everybody's head and heels because it's, you know, I'm good at catching traitors. So, you know.
Like, what would give you that impression? Literally, what would give you that impression?
Because the most obvious traitor we all realized was a traitor.
Well, and he's been wrong 67% of the time.
And Tiffany was the one who
that would get you kicked out of school.
And Tiffany and other people, the one that said it was Donna Kelsey, not Colton. So Colton thinks that he is Penem.
So I was that's why I said. So I'm just out here telling on my traitors, huh? I'm just out here as a traitor.
Well, and then also, like,
Donna,
you brought up the fact that you were close to Ian. Ian was the only other person from your parents' show. You were close to Rob C. Why would you get rid of the only two allies you had sort of coming into the game? Like, the two. Like, you had two people coming into this game, and you got rid of both of them first? How does that make sense? But I think Eric, as soon as he said something, people were like...
Because he's never said anything.
And, yeah, exactly. He was able to build up a lot of credibility and capital by being quiet and speaking at very critical times. You gotta watch them quiet
ones. You gotta watch them quiet ones that be saving they speech for the round table all of a sudden. I was talking too much, so I was not a threat.
Yeah. You got Portia'd.
That part.
I did.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you for the next episode. But guys,
not yet. In the turret, the traitors have 10 people up for murder, and we're not going to go over all of them unless you have them. Do you have the people who were unshielded?
Yes, I mean, okay. the people that are unshielded it's Ron.
He's not
Johnny,
gonna. I don't believe Ron. Now listen. Everything you guys get from me from now on, I don't know what happens because I'm not there. So this is just my predictions. I don't believe they're going to kill Ron because Ron, like you said, he's got too much suspicion on him. So Ron, who else?
Johnny, Monet, Jam, Michael, Steven, Lisa, Mora. And
okay, so Lisa can't die. Michael's not going to die. Ron's not going to die.
Jam's not going to die.
No, because I'd have helped him.
Tara.
Yeah, and you just left the castle. And so really there's only 5 people that are potentially up for murder. And that's who? Johnny, Tara, Mora,
Monet,
and who was the last one?
Steven. Lisa. I'm just
saying
people. Yeah.
Or did you say Johnny already?
Okay.
And Jam.
Yeah, I said Johnny. No, Jam's not going to die, they said. Because he has too much suspicion.
So we've excluded Jam, Michael, Ron, Lisa.
And you.
And and me, because I was up for murder. Yeah. And
I guess, should we do final predictions?
Like, honestly, at the round table, I was like, I'm either going to get banished or I'm going to die tonight. Like, I felt like that was going to be my last night. But maybe not since Colton have. But see, remind you, I don't know that Colton's put all of this suspicion on me. But I'm thinking and honestly, just let me say this though. They were so suspicious of me, like every single one of them. I was like, I don't even want to stay in this bitch with y'all. I felt like Kate. Like, I don't even want to play with y'all. That's how you feel about me?
Yeah.
I'm from Detroit. I don't stay where I ain't wanted. I ain't helping none of y'all. I would have been like Kate on the missions. Write my name down.
Okay, so in terms of predictions, who do we think is going to be killed in the
One
next
of them
episode?
5. I can say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I think it could be. It could be Johnny or Monet. I think it's gonna be a gay. I think
I don't
the
necessarily.
gays are gonna fall apart.
I'm not going based on that, but I would think that it's going to be somebody that they don't think would get banished.
Exactly.
I think they're going for someone who's not going to get banished at the round table, and they're going to have to get them out another way.
Exactly. So I think it's for that reason. I think it's going to be either Monet or I think it's going to be Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page with that.
I mean,
but well, guys, please.
Or Steven. Or Steven.
In terms of whether they're gay or not. Never mind.
Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below, and we will see you for the next episode.
Ooh, wait, one last question. One last question. I'm sorry, Big D. I know, Big D. I'm sorry.
What?
Which is harder, Traitors or Big Brother?
We talking about 2 totally different games.
Initial answer. Just what flashed in front of your eyes as soon as I asked that question?
I'm going to say Traitors.
Interesting.
I'm going to say it's so many layers. Big Brother's a long game, but we're not looking to solve a mystery. You know, somebody in this game is not who they say they are. We know nobody in Big Brother is who they say they are, but it's a little different. It's a little different. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
All right. Well, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, bye, guys.
Bye, guys. We love you. Thank you. We love you, Tiff.
I love you. I love you both.